Hey friends, do you know what's better than just potatoes? Cheesy potatoes. So today we're making a super delicious potatoes au gratin. If you like this recipe and want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe and follow button and leave us a comment if you want to see one of your favorite recipes in the kitchen. I was actually shocked at how much came out of this recipe for only using 2 potatoes. It was definitely probably enough for 3 or 4 people. So we get started by peeling our potatoes and then slicing them into thinly sliced pieces. And from there, I put them in a bowl of water and I wash them. So the reason we wash them is to, 1, remove a little bit of that starchiness, and also so that they don't really oxidize, which is when they turn that really weird brown color from being, in the air. So we wash them out so they don't really do that. Get them on a pan and cover them with paper towels so they dry out a little bit, because we do want the potatoes fairly dry. Then you're gonna dice up half of a yellow onion and add that into a pot with some butter. We're gonna be cooking these until they're soft and translucent, and make sure that you are using a big enough pot because we are gonna be putting our cheese gravy mix into this that's gonna be spooned all over the potatoes before we bake them. Now, once your onions are translucent, go ahead and add your flour. This is gonna thicken it up and make kind of an onion roux type deal. Get that all really well mixed in. As you can see, I'm using a whisk, so if possible, try to avoid using a non-stick pan, just so you're not damaging any of your cookware in the process. Then go in with your milk and chicken stock. So what this actually does in this mix, the milk is really to add that creaminess to our au gratin potatoes, and the chicken stock helps bring a little bit moisture back into those potatoes since we do have them out to dry. Now you're gonna wanna whisk this, stir it constantly until it thickens up a little bit. And then we can go in with our pepper and salt. I really like using a white pepper as well as a celery salt. I just think it gives it a little bit more pop of flavor that I really enjoy, rather than using, a standard iodized salt and black pepper. Then we go in with our cheese and mix that all in until it is well thickened. So fun fact for you guys, these potatoes are called au gratin potatoes because the mix has cheese in it, but if there was no cheese in this mix, then they would just be scallop potatoes. So you can go ahead and take that as a fun fact when you serve these up to your friends. And then we go in and spray our pan with a little bit of cooking spray before adding our potatoes and cheese gravy in layers. So I was able to get about 3 layers of this before I ran out of the gravy, but it did fill up the pan all the way. So just make sure that you're kind of spreading it around a little bit evenly. Even if you don't have a lot to coat on the top on your last layer, that's okay too, because you're gonna end up covering the entire thing in cheese anyway. So really make sure that you get everything nicely coated, that you don't really have any blank spots. Obviously, if you wanted to as well, between each layer, you could do more shredded cheese. I just like to put mine on top just to have it kind of up there on top. Then we cover that up with some foil, shiny side down. This ensures that a lot of that heat is going back into the pan itself, and you cook that for 45 minutes at 375. After that 45 minutes, you can take off that foil top and then put it back in the oven for another 35 minutes where it gets nice and golden brown. So when you take it out of the oven after the last 35 minutes, you're gonna see that it's super hot, it's piping hot, bubbling. You're not gonna wanna serve it at this point. Make sure you give it 15 to 20 minutes to cool off before adding to a plate and serving up to your guests. But I promise you're gonna see that when you cut into it, it's gonna have these beautiful layers. It's gonna be gooey, cheesy, delicious. Trust me, you're gonna love this. As always, make sure to let me know what you think in the comments if you end up trying this recipe. So good, so cheesy. Make this at your next party. Everyone's gonna love it.